Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chef's Meal, where we talk about whatever and never and everything else in between. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live session. It started off strong. How about that? Let me preface that. It started off strong. It was great. We had levels. Sean can hear me. He can hear music.
I can hear the music. I can hear
There's
it all.
There's beats going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. You should be able to hear it too.
Hey.
Or however, Sean, are you ready, Sean?
I'm ready. I am ready.
Now, I know this is going to come. It's going to come at you nice and quick, but just flow with me, okay? Okay, just are you ready, Sean?
I am ready.
This is the first ever that you're going to hear this everywhere. Here we go. Now, welcome to the Chef's Meal. My name is Casey.
Wow. My name is Sean. And we are two chefs talking about our lives, one finished plate at a time.
I talk about whatever, never, and everything else in between. I know I kind of prefaced that really strong at you, Sean. That is the new intro of 2020. Let's just say that, right? Took a little table mixing, a little scratchies into there. I remixed.
Much appreciated.
The public service announcement by Jay-Z. Just a little snippet here and there. So that is the. It comes out strong. Like, I dig it. Doesn't. It kind of hits you.
I like.
Oh, Sean, how do you feel today, Sean? How are you?
Man, I feel good. I mean,
yeah.
I don't feel great, but I feel good. Kind of had to take a little break away from social media for the last couple of hours, though.
One of those. Got you.
Yeah. Some wild real life shit happening, different parts of our country. Just kind of need to decompress from that for a moment.
Oh yeah, you don't gotta tell me twice. I know exactly what you're talking about. Kind of.
But it's good to be here talking with you, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. A little duck week for everybody. Now, I want to get this off my chest real quick, right? So, some things happened yesterday, which is pretty awesome. As you know, I actually linked the tweet to you, Sean, and you kind of graciously liked it also. So on stream last night, I was watching Twitch. One of the streamers I watch, his name is Harris Heller. He does Alpha Gaming on YouTube. I sent him a merch package because I just truly appreciate this guy. And my company said it will take like 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, cool. So when it gets there, not a big deal. And I'm not trying to get anything out of it. Okay, that's. I just want to say that first. Truly appreciate it. He actually speaks Japanese. Like, he's trying to learn Japanese. So and for me, we kind of connected in a way because I'm always trying to learn Japanese. I watch a lot of anime. That's like my third language, and I really want to get better at it. And when he mentioned that he's kind of studying, I was like, oh my god, we have a common denominator. And then I was like, I make shirts that have Japanese kanji all over it. I think maybe he'll dig it, right? So I sent him one. I sent him my ramen cat, actually.
Hey.
So I was like, hey, I know he'll appreciate this. He'll take it. However, today, so after I loaded the video, I went on to his stream to just kind of to take out the video from yesterday because it was so overwhelming. It was really cool and awesome. And I was actually playing. I was playing on the PlayStation, and I wasn't able to reply to him because I couldn't really put it down because it was a shooter game, and it's not like I can just like. Technically I can, but I don't want to let my team down. So I just kept going, and my wife is over here, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's mentioning your shirt." For a quick second, I was like, "Oh man, maybe he's talking about somebody." Then he said pork and wine. I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. That's pretty surreal." So yesterday, all ears and joy. So this morning, I uploaded the video. Not too crazy. And then I went around and reached out to the people that said, hey, we would like to see the merch. Where can we find a link? Not specifically in those words. Granted, he's a really popular streamer. He can't really get to everybody that's kind of chatting away. So I went ahead, and my thought that was I can just kind of message them like, hey, I'm the guy that sent the t-shirt. Nothing to it. I didn't think anything of it.
Sure.
However, I opened my Twitter after like 6 p.m. today. He was like, "Hey, it was cool of you to send it." Actually, no. Can we open it up? He was like, "It's cool of you to like I what was it? I tweeted at him. Is that what a Twitter is?
Yeah, you tweeted him.
I tweeted at him, right? And then he replied back with, "How do I do this?" Here it is. Can you see this right here?
Yeah, I see it, bro.
So he goes, "Hey, this is my one of my chats to one of the people on his show." He was like, "Hey, I don't mean to intrude. I'm the guy that's etc. But here's what he said. Then you spam my viewers with an ad. Sorry, man, you're banned from my chat." Look, listen.
What?
I get it. It is what it is. And like I even broke my code, right? And I should have. What I should have done was I should have asked. And you notice I literally would ask first. But I made a boo-boo. I fucked up. I just kind of went ahead. I was so excited that people were actually digging the content and the t-shirt that I just kind of went ahead. So I replied to him. I then apologized. Like, "Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I understand. It's messed up. I'll still tune in even though you banned me from the chat. I don't know if you replied or not. I'll check that out in a little bit. But man, yeah, look, I just want to say, Harris, my bad, dude. That's my bad. I broke my own thing. Like, I know it. So sad. However, kind of quick segue. The beats that you're listening to, Sean, and everybody's live right now, these are his stuff. Stream beats. It's just kind of cool. He's the first that's kind of done this. He made a playlist of over 180 songs and just made it copyright free because he owns it. Everyone can use it. You have a YouTube video, you have a podcast, whatever. These are allowed to be streamed without your stream being taken down or a copyright strike because he owns it. And he managed to talk to YouTube, to any of the stuff. I think the only thing that he's saying that Facebook you're not allowed to for some reason because of Facebook royalties or whatever. They still might strike you down. But everywhere else, you need some music. That's pretty cool. He's the guy to be. So again, I'll put it on the link in the description. This is a shout out to Harris. Kind of my apology to him. Like I'm sorry. All right, I am not that person. I just really thought that I could kind of go ahead and talk to people. However, I should have asked. So that's the main thing. That's what I want to say. I'm sorry. I messed up. Won't happen again. I'm not even. It's a bridge under the water. If he keeps me banned, not a big deal. I learned my lesson. And for the next time, I will definitely ask on anyone else's. I don't know. I'm getting old, Sean. I just thought it was like a kind of a thing. It is what it is. I messed up.
There's levels to the game, my man. There's levels to the game.
I messed up. I really thought nothing of it. I was kind of just reaching out. I reached out to about 11 people. So not putting any of those guys into blast. I'm sorry if you're one of the 11 that have a chat reply for me. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on, Sean, to some other good news before the headset kind of die. I don't think it's gonna die, but just in case it does. Right. So let me preface it. Let me do some ducking. I really should. I completely forgot to make it faster. You notice that?
Sean's Tech Tuesday.
Into Sean's Tech Tuesday.
Sean's Tech Tuesday.
Sean's Tech Tuesday. It is a Thursday.
On a Thursday. We come in late, almost on a Friday.
On a Thursday. Sean, if you could, take it away.
Yeah, man. So I got a few quick hitters for our listeners and viewers.
Okay.
So Twitter adds a much needed fact-checking feature.
Twitter fact-checked? Hold on. Wait, you need to run me through this. What am I looking for? Twitter?
Okay. Well, I mean, the most obvious example of this was with some tweets that our president made. Twitter rolled out some features in which they can cite tweets from prominent figures and fact check them and then provide links to the truth.
Oh, is
Right.
this like a thing?
Yeah, this is a
I
thing.
hope it's a thing because it's gonna be awesome. Wait, can we just continue to the site?
You know, something that possibly other social media platforms may
Should be
follow or should follow.
Yeah,
You know.
that's today.
Yeah, I thought that was like,
Thursday.
this is they did it the other day, and that was the president kind of responded in a quasi hostile way. But politics aside, this is a good thing. I mean, you know, social media allows people to speak far and wide with very little effort. But nonetheless, those messages go far and wide. So, you know, if we're going to be able to elevate people and amplify voices when they're putting out information that is important or could potentially be dangerous, if the wrong information gets out there, it's good to see that one of the social media networks is, taking the steps to kind of fact check things in real time. Or close to it.
I am down for it.
Yeah, man.
Who doesn't like fact checking? Like just like earlier today, I should have read some guidelines.
Hey, man. Levels to the game, brother. Levels to the game.
I kept.
Did you live with you? But now
I felt
you know,
really bad,
right?
dude. Like I was like, that's not me. Like I just felt so
right.
bad. Anyway, Twitter fact
you live
check.
and you learn. Twitter fact checks. Hulu is got a feature in beta that will let people watch as a party and stream as a group. So
Hulu?
Yeah, Hulu. Mm-hmm.
Like stream like in a streaming service?
Yeah, I mean, as it works right now, you're gonna be doing it from a web browser. So you on your computer and I'm on my computer, and then we can choose something to watch on Hulu. It'll synchronize in real time and then provide like text chat. Mm-hmm. Pretty dope. I mean, this isn't the first time one of those features is rolled out. Way back when, I remember Netflix had a feature on Xbox Live where like you could do the same. And
you can chat Reddit.
Yeah, it was really cool. But because over Xbox Live you could have done it with voice chat. So you and a few of your buddies would be sitting in a virtual theater with your avatars looking up at the screen, and you could throw popcorn at each other. So it's cool to see that this stuff is coming back. I mean, obviously it's a reaction to, people not being able to go to the movies and, hang out in large groups. Obviously due to quarantine and, in place right now.
Gotcha.
But it's cool to see that these are features that are going to be rolling out.
The reason I was so surprised because about a couple of weeks ago, I got an email from Twitch because I'm an affiliate, and I actually got an email saying Amazon partnered with them. You can also stream like full-on Amazon shows as a beta from like I don't know if it's live now. I'm pretty sure it is, and you can watch it on Twitch with your Amazon Prime account. So if you're a Prime member like I am, you can watch and have like a same kind of experience. So that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that makes complete sense. I mean, Amazon owns Twitch, so and then they have that library on one side, and the infrastructure on Twitch is obviously set up for people to chat, through text. So it's cool to see that they've married the technologies to kind of do what people have been doing with like third-party plugins. My family members, we were doing like a little watch party of some 90s films, and it was like so convoluted. You got the TV playing one thing, I got the computer over here with the webcam, and we're trying to sync up stuff, and I mean it was fun, and I'd love to do it again, but obviously
this is having
easier. I mean, if it's set up from the get-go to be like that, then it removes some of the headache in setting some of those things up, so I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of headaches.
Yeah. Sticking with streaming news on this Tech Tuesday, Thursday, almost Friday, HBO Max launched this week. HBO Max, it's a streaming platform that adds content from HBO, their movies, their original programming. It adds in stuff from Warner Brothers, the Cartoon Network, Studio Ghibli, DC Studios, Turner Classic Movies. I mean, they got a whole lot of content. And if you are an HBO Now subscriber, I think you get Max for free. Like I have HBO Now, and when I logged in, like they're just like, yeah, now it's Max, and you know, now you got all this other content. And sure enough, like right next to Insecure, I got all the episodes of The Fresh Prince and Friends, you know, and then some anime classics curated from Crunchyroll. So I'm looking forward to kind of checking it out. And so, you know, it's yet another platform.
Is HBO like stopping HBO?
No. So like, yeah,
I mean, obviously
still. See, that's kind of the issue that's like kind of confusing for some people, because they're definitely not stopping putting their content
HBO Go
through, you know, traditional cable networks. They also have HBO Go, right, which was like a streaming platform for people who were getting HBO through their cable TV providers. Then they had something called HBO Now, which is for people who wanted HBO content but did not use cable or satellite, right? And then finally they rolled out HBO Max, which is essentially HBO Now with more content. And for most devices that support it, you already got a software update that gets you the content. You just got to probably just log in or log out and log back in. I think the only platforms that do not have HBO Max are the like Amazon Fire Stick and Fire platforms, and the Roku platforms right now do not have Amazon Max, but those are just pending you know, deals with HBO, and I'm sure those will roll out soon enough. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty
just
dope.
Like
pretty
just
dope,
like that
man.
other one, that Quibi. Is it Quib?
Yeah,
Quibble?
Quibi. Yeah, Quibi. That platform that's all about quick bites, as the Quibi name is kind of cribbed from. You know, they figured that most people do not want to watch long form content on their phones. You know, they just want quick bites. So they have a whole platform that is designed around content that you can ingest in small chunks, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes here. They even got feature length films that have been kind of chopped down so that they still make sense for you to come in and out of. Yeah. And one thing that I thought was really interesting about Quibi, I know it's not really taking off, was that they designed their content to make sense if you're holding your phone vertically or horizontally. Like, it's still like, it doesn't just stretch the video out or crop it. They kind of like pan and zoom. Yeah. So imagine, you know, like if let's say you're watching like a YouTube video, right? When you hold your phone this way, you get like, you know, bordered bars because they have to shrink the widescreen content to fit the dimensions that aren't widescreen anymore. But the way they made all their content is the pertinent video is always center. So as soon as you like turn your phone, if you wanted to be the person who holds it up this way, it would crop it correctly. I mean, look, it was an interesting idea. Obviously, they launched that platform into a time where everyone is sitting in their houses in front of their television. So
is it like this? Yeah. Are we talking about the same thing?
You see, like, I mean, look, What? That's it perfectly, right? Like, so widescreen, it has like the full shot of the car, you know, and then when you put it vertically, it's like, no, all we need to show you is like the driver's reactions, right? Because that's probably the most important, you know, element in that particular scene.
I guess so.
But again,
I don't know.
It's Quibi's fighting a fight right now. We'll see how long it makes it.
I get.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, they're just like, what if we had a whole platform of Instagram videos made, high budget with like stars you already know. It's an idea.
Why not?
Yeah. We're gonna continue with streaming. So Tidal adds support for Dolby Atmos music to compatible televisions and soundbars. And I find it kind of interesting that Tidal has to find more and more ways to differentiate itself in a marketplace that's, quickly being dominated by Apple Music and Spotify. One of the things that like Tidal, when it launched, had was deals with like some of the top artists to have their music there exclusively. But obviously with Apple and Spotify being as big as they are, those artists, despite the fact that they were getting probably sweetheart deals up front, realized that we're losing streaming revenue because the platform isn't as big. So when those artists kind of moved back over to Apple or moved back over to Spotify or kind of put their content everywhere, like the appeal of Tidal's kind of lost a little bit of its luster. So, for them to figure out ways. You could say
I'm in Dolby Atmos.
You know me. I'm a sound guy. The home theater dude. Like I'm all about like Dolby Atmos and what it can bring to television and recorded video and video games. It's interesting to see how they will justify it for music that's generally recorded in 2 channels. Are you going to talk, is this going to be something that's going to be about higher fidelity? Is this, they talk about it working with sound bars. I guess that's an application in a place where like, people are going to have it attached to their televisions and look, any sound that's added to the basic speaker set of a television is going to be great.
But like, would you even buy one though? Hold on. Atmos bar. How much is that? It's like $200.
Look, personally, I would, I'm a component guy, so I would rather, and I do use a Atmos receiver, with discrete speakers, but that's just me. This is kind of the way I grew up. Like, but if an Atmos soundbar would be like the most, I won't say the cheapest, but it would be a very easy way to get into higher fidelity sound if you didn't want to buy all the other stuff. So, rather than spending, a couple $100 on a receiver and, some decent speakers and figuring out where you're going to place them in your space and all that stuff, you could slap one of those bad boys under your TV with the subwoofer and you'd be ready to go. And it's going to sound leagues better than any speakers that come in your TV. I don't care if you spent $3,000 for a television or $200 for a TV. Like, your speakers are trash. They just can't. They don't have the range to be good.
Correct.
And,
I agree.
And then wrapping up, my Tech Tuesday on a Thursday, almost on a Friday.
Almost Friday.
Because we almost there, baby. We almost there. Sony
this should be the new intro, Sean.
Yeah. Record it. Sony's rumored to be showing its first crop of PS5 games next week, June 3rd specifically. This is ahead of when E3 would have been. But obviously we're not having big conventions with social distancing measures in place. So it'll be interesting to see what Sony Gaming Studios has planned for later this year and into next year.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine, so I don't know. Hopefully, have you seen... I believe we watched this together, right? The Ghost of Tsushima trailer from the PlayStation.
Yes, I
have. Yo, that's all I gotta say. That's pretty ridiculous. But all right, that's pretty awesome on a Sean's Tech Tuesday on a Thursday, almost a Friday. That should be a thing, dude. Don't worry, I'm gonna work on a different one, Sean. It's gonna be fun. It might even have to be like.
Look, we could either work on a new one or just go back to Tuesdays. But you were so hard on that, and I'm just like, Tuesdays don't work out for me, man. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, we make it work though, right? We're both chefs. We're kind of busy, so when we get to do it, we get to do it. That's pretty much the name of the game. So it's just like, it's whatever at this point. So if it's a Thursday or Friday or even a Saturday, does it really matter? They're still going to get their points across. So, oh my goodness.
Tech Tuesday on a Saturday is perfect.
You get a duck's week on that one, Sean.
Hey.
Crazy. Oh my goodness. All right. So I got every time I look at all, can I just show everybody else? So here's my little shenanigans of sound stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Everything works fine until I press. Where do you go? Until I press this thing, the Monshisha News, right? That's a little sound bite for it. Whenever I press it, it either makes a stuttering something, or it just decides to do a remix of it. So we're gonna try it right now. Into the Monshisha News. Now, I'm not entirely sure if stream can hear it right now, but this is
I can hear it. We're good.
Yeah, I know you can hear it. We can hear it. That's all that's important, really. Into the world of food news, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring you to the scene so it feels official. So Monshisha News. Here we go. To the greatest food show into the planet. Actually, I have to turn the music back on. Okay, so now into the greatest food show into the planet. As chefs, we always try to get the best deals no matter what. We always try to get the best prices. We always quality control all the ingredients that come into our restaurant. Nonetheless, supermarkets and everybody else who have some sort of standard that you need to follow. But this kind of piqued my interest. These online grocery shopping services will bring everything you need to eat. Or did you know that ShopRite has a delivery service?
I did.
I did not. No idea. No clue. Until I went to this other ShopRite over here by my house. Big bold letters. As soon as you kind of walk in, delivery. And it's been there for forever, apparently. I had no idea. They're like, yeah, it's been here since like 2000. I was like, oh, I'm 20 years late. I had no idea. So just to reiterate, ask your grocery providers. I'm pretty sure they will have something of the sort to deliver. So these are some of the few. Territory Grocery. I'm assuming this is like one of those app things. And look at this beautiful capped picture.
You know what? I do like that picture. It's,
right?
It's bountiful, man. Like,
you know the only thing that's messed up with it though? The kale, Sean. The kale.
Yeah, it's looking kind of...
Do you want to tell our viewers what happened to the kale that one time in our restaurant? In a footnote kind of way, explain this kale experience that we experienced during service. No, I wasn't even there. You told me.
Yeah.
The day after.
I was there at the time. Wow. I'm gonna make this story short.
Succinct.
Yeah. A customer came in looking for for some grilled kale. We don't grill kale because kale plus fire equals cinder.
Let me reiterate.
And
grilled.
Yeah. They were looking for some grilled bok choy that we had on a feature the week before. You know, I suggested that that's what they were actually looking for. The customer definitely told me, no, it was grilled kale. She came in and she had the week before. I'm like, all right, I will grill you some kale. Obviously, it turned into kindling because it's just not designed to hold up against like that high heat. And but as I was doing that, I was also, grilling some bok choy. So the kale hits the table. The customer's like, "What is this?
What is this?"
Right? And immediately I send out the bok choy, it hits the table and they're like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for, grilled kale. And then the server is like, oh no, this is bok choy, you know, and there's like, no, it's kale. I'm a kale expert. I'm just like, all right, man.
I'm a kale expert. Hey, what do we know, Sean? What? I mean,
nothing.
We don't know anything. We're just two cooks. We've only been at it for a while. What do we know? It is what it is.
I don't know.
So they wanted
Nothing.
grilled bok choy, but it's kale technically. Okay.
Sure.
There's this Diners, Drives, and Dives episode I saw a long time ago, and it resounds with me till now. Okay, Sean, and I think you agree with me with this. Guy goes, he went to a diner here in Jersey. It's like one of the more popular ones, like the TikTok diner. And he was like, how do you actually pronounce this? Is it gyro or gyro? The owner goes, gyro, gyro, give me my $5. You can call it whatever.
Perfect. You know what? There you go.
Who are we? Who are we, Sean? Like, dude, just give me the $5. You can call it whatever you want. Sir. Bless your heart. Okay, that's all I want to say. Public goods, some of the stuff, Maine Lobster Now. Okay, we haven't heard. I've never heard of these kind of. I'm assuming this is a New England store.
Is that like Omaha steaks?
It's like Omaha steaks. They will deliver to you some good Alaskan king crab legs.
That bisque looks good.
That bisque does look good. Look at that. Specifically made for this shot. Look at her well-groomed hands. Fake.
Yeah.
There we go. See, look, this looks more like it.
That looks like food that was delivered to someone.
This looks more like it,
That's
Sean.
what it's gonna look like in your apartment.
This is it right here. Okay, this is the real. This is the real.
That is the real.
Okay.
A sweaty bag of julienne carrots.
I think these are. I'm gonna say these are beets, Sean, that has been turned into noodles.
Yes,
so
that's what that looks like.
I don't know. I try to reply. We can go Postmates. Everybody kind of knows them, right? Yep. Thrive Market. We actually order from these guys quite a bit, so I know the subscription all well. Hungry Root, etc. You can check out all the links in the description. I'll make sure I'll have this. That way you can check them out yourself. We don't have any promo code or anything. But moving on into Starbucks, is selling a reusable cup with a pencil straw that's perfect for the teachers in your life. Sean, do you know a teacher in your life, Sean?
Yeah, I do. Know some teachers.
Would you get them this? This looks pretty awesome.
You know what? I think I just might.
Right? Look at it. It looks like a notebook with a pencil straw. Kind of genius.
Anything to get people to come into the stores right now, man.
Hey, man.
They ain't no schools open, but we got pencil straws.
We got I bet you it's like $20.
You know what?
Does it tell you?
If there's a teacher in your life, you need to send them one of these and an apple.
Sacramento, California. This little thing, real quick. Do they say how much it is? It does not. So for the time being, it's a 24-ounce mug, and I'm assuming it's $20. I'm gonna say it's $20. But you can get yourself for a loved one that works in a school or somebody that really likes school. This limited edition, that's what I'm gonna call it, limited edition Starbucks mug. That's half notebook, half pencil, which is kind of cool. Moving on, 7-Eleven is giving free rewards for the customers, free drinks for a week, even if you don't like coffee. I think this is pretty awesome. My wife working in a hospital, she actually gets a lot of free stuff. Quite a bit. They just kind of give them to the hospital and just kind of got free reign because they're always there all the time. So this is kind of a pretty awesome gesture from 7-Eleven, but they're just like Chipotle and Chick-fil-A. Like they will just like straight out give out some stuff. Sean, when I used to live in Queens, I used to frequent the 7-Eleven quite a bit. Do you remember what we usually go in there for?
Slurpees?
Yeah, the Slurpees and the quarter drinks. Remember the quarter drinks?
The little hugs. Yeah,
little
man.
hugs.
Shout out to the
Like
little
quarter
hugs.
or 50 cents. The 50-cent one's a little bigger, and that usually get me through. Man, that was such a long time ago. And they always sell handballs because it's such a New York thing. You can go to a park.
Of course, man.
That's like my first thing of handball. Sean, have you ever played handball?
Are you serious?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever asked you this question.
Yes, I have played handball as a New Yorker, born and bred. Yeah, man. I have played some handball. I have played some suicides. Like, I have roofed many a blue handball. Like,
oh
look,
my goodness.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Sean.
Budget.
It's like $1.25 for a handball.
That's it, man.
The slightly smaller one, I think it's like $2. Like the harder one.
Yeah, the harder one is like the real one that, like, if you're actually gonna play handball with, and then the hardcore dudes would have like the little handball glove.
The little gloves, yeah.
Yeah, man. Good
Just
times.
the ball on the wall. Right? Not too crazy. All right, let's keep on moving. Let's bring it back up into the main scene again. Mickey Mouse cookie cereal will finally convince you to get in on the cereal trend. Now, I know, Sean, this looks phenomenal. How do you feel about cereal?
I'm
cookie
cereal. I am confused what the Mickey Mouse has to do with that.
Well, because it's for,
is it like
it's for Disneyland. That's what it is.
Okay, all right.
Like,
I mean, I was just assuming that the cookies would be shaped more like Mickey.
Like
Mouse.
Mickey? I mean, it kind of looks like the ear right there. You can kind of see it, right?
You gotta squint, brother.
I don't know. But if you can remember the Cookie Crisp cereal, this is like there's a video. Whoa. That was a little loud. I'm sorry.
That was
or rather, to Sean and myself, that was a little loud. I mean, is it just cookies in a bowl with milk?
Pretty much.
Is a pizza a sandwich? I've asked this question before. Is it an open face sandwich?
It is an open face sandwich.
Right? When we serve open face sandwiches, what is it? It's just a piece of bread with
like
the stuff on it open.
An open face sandwich, yeah.
Yeah. And then Papa John's went ahead and made a freaking not a pizza roll, but like a calzone, and they called it like a sandwich. So what exactly is a sandwich? We're getting deep here, Sean. Kind is releasing frozen treat bars in dark chocolate almond, sea salt, and dark chocolate peanut butter. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
I'm with it.
It's the only chocolate I can consume to a moderation without breaking out and having allergic reactions to it. Otherwise,
it's like, it's one of those things where, like, I'm not always searching it out, but when it's there, and it's there, especially if it's like cold. Oh man, there's like nothing.
These are gonna be like, I think like a bar, like a frozen bar, releasing its first ever frozen treat bars. Hey, it's a healthy.
Could be a thing.
It's a healthy dessert ish, right? I don't know, for $2 or $1.50 or $2 each. The brand has already started rolling them out this week, so be on the lookout. I think Caitlin would like this actually, so I'm gonna buy it for her. I think she would dig it. I mean, I would. Thoughts. Let's keep on going. This Malibu rum and Dole pineapple juice pack ensures you always have a mixer on hand. This is like a both pack, which is kind of awesome. So you always have a pina colada wherever you go. As the weather is actually getting a lot more warm, and let me look at the calendar. The next thing that's kind of coming up is nothing really. It's just Flag Day. It's not really something we celebrate in June, right? Or the June solstice is coming up.
Father's Day.
But Father's Day is the most the known one. That's on the 21st, about a few weeks away. And in the restaurant, we don't necessarily think Father's Day is so busy because dads are finicky, like everybody else know, right? They're just like, just buy me something, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or
like I said,
you want a piece of steak.
Get your dad
okay.
the sack of burgers from Burger King. It'd be fine. like
nobody cares about dad so much.
You
right?
go out for your mom. You go out for your grandma. You know, you bring the whole family out.
Share a pina moment. That's marketing to its finest, Sean. Right there. And I'm with it. Okay, let's keep going. Another Disney thing. Disney World has submitted a plan for reopening that begins on July 11th. As everybody know, we are currently in a pandemic. I don't know if I should reiterate that again and again. Everything's kind of shut down because they want to keep distancing all around. How do you feel about big chain corporations like this being open?
It's an eventuality, you know. And honestly, I think they have a responsibility to their guests and their employees to operate in the safest way possible. So if they want to open up and, you know, make some money by having the public kind of mix about, just gotta figure out how to do it in the safest way, you know. And hopefully a company as big as you know, Disney can do right, you know, by their customers.
Hopefully
and the people that work for them.
I think this is the Florida one because I see palm trees.
Yep. Yeah, Disney World is Florida.
I've been to World and it was quite a spectacular. TikTok is in love with his genius hack for cutting even slices of birthday cake. Before we get into this, Sean, how many slices into a round cake usually? Without having to look at that picture.
I mean, I would say 8 or 12, but
8 or 12, right? Depending on the size.
Yeah, depending on the size.
Let's how about we look at this? I think we can just tune that down. It's gonna be a little loud, but it's okay. They're using a floss, Sean. Oh, they're going 16 with it. Okay.
All right. But what if the cake is frozen?
What if the cake is frozen? What would you do, Sean? How would we solve that problem? Use a knife.
Hot knife. Just run it under some hot water. You know, a clean knife. Slowly press down. Can
I be forward and tell you what we done in a restaurant? So, not naming restaurants. Okay. I'm not saying which one it is. Okay.
Sure.
At one point, we forgot to thaw out a half a cake, and we needed it for a party for service that same night.
Okay.
That cake went into the microwave. I'm not gonna lie to you, it just had to thaw it out real quick, and inside bursts 5 seconds at a time. And we have pro microwaves, so it would just kind of go in real quick, 5 seconds until it kind of thawed just enough where it kind of gave, and then we left it in the window. Just so it's everything groovy. And by 6 p.m., that cake, which was frozen at 3 p.m., was fully servable.
That's it. And by 10:45, everyone had food poisoning.
By 10:45, everything's kind of gross. So I'm just saying, there was no complaints. I'm not saying which restaurant it was. Had to make it happen. This is reality. Okay, let me be real. Let me look right to the camera. This is what happens in a restaurant. This is what we do. We have to do some things that we're not necessarily proud of, but we do it anyway to make you guys happy. That's just me. Don't go on anybody else. I'm gonna get everybody in trouble. That's completely just so. I mean, we've done some crazy things. I can
definitely say I have never microwaved the cake in a professional setting. It's never happened.
I had to microwave a cake. Do you also this one I can say. A customer wanted the skin off of a fish that's already been filleted and we can't necessarily just redo it and take it out. Do you remember the trick that I showed the entire staff when we were there? How to remove the piece after we've cooked it? Because they said afterwards that they didn't want skin.
So if I remember correctly, you did it with a microwave and some plastic wrap.
Correct. Not necessarily a microwave, but
like steam, right?
Yeah, steam. I steamed
Okay,
it.
all right. That's
so to get the skin off, because it was already cooking. There was no way for me to take it out to begin with. It was already gone. However, it's also a lot easier to let the fish cook and then take out the skin afterwards because it will peel off. However, you can't do that on trout. Trout is like the iffy one because it's already plastered on. So the one trick that we always do, or what I usually do, we cook the trout on both sides. After we're done, we put it on flesh side down so the skin is on top. You wrap it with plastic wrap, just like as if you were charring a red bell pepper, right? You let the steam kind of get to it and then put it into the steamer so more air can get into it. In about 10 seconds, off goes the skin. Didn't even know anything about it. Nobody knew how to do it, kind of, sort of. I showed everybody and they're like, oh my God, that's how you. So yeah, I learned that from an old Asian man. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. This is how you do it. And it blew my brain. I had no idea. I thought, we have to refire another fish. And that fish is $17. All I see is cost whenever we're doing stuff at the restaurant. I'm like, oh,
that's how you got to look at it.
I know. It's quite annoying. All right, let's move on. I only got one final one.
Okay.
Pop-Tarts, Apple Crisps. Okay, real quick. Go for it.
No. I'm saying after this one.
Okay. Pop-Tarts, Apple Crisps will have you gearing up for fall already. Fall is technically it's only like 4 months away, Sean.
It's crazy, man. This year is ridiculous.
It's gonna go like this. We were mid spring. Now we're gonna spend like most of the summer inside, and then into fall. God forbid we're still inside, but if we're still inside, we're still inside. It is what it is. Pop-Tart crisps to be more for the fall season because of the green apple. I'm a big fan of green apple. I know you're a fan of apple also, because we always mention we should have apple pie anyway in the restaurant, for crying out loud. I don't like the molten chocolate cake because I think it's just ridiculous. How do you feel about Pop-Tarts though? When was the last time you had Pop-Tarts?
Maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we randomly, I don't know, when the quarantine like first hit, we went food shopping and like the shelves were picked bare because it was like the first real weekend. Everyone was kind of like hoarding everything. Yeah. So I happened down an aisle and they had some strawberry Pop-Tarts and I was like, fuck it. Sure. Just throw it in the cart. We'll figure it out. And nah, man, but I love some Pop-Tarts every once in a while.
I really enjoyed the s'mores version when I was younger. When I was in high school, the s'mores was fantastic, and I've eaten my share of it. But nowadays, I think maybe 12 years ago, I had a Pop-Tart. It's just you and I are kind of the same. We don't necessarily eat too many junk food or any junk food to begin with. Just kind of stay away from it because one, we can cook it. Two, why put that trash in? Because garbage in, garbage out. However, you said we have some questions. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, there's one from the chat here. So it's from someone named Gorge Strain. He said, Yo, I got a cooking question. When smoking a brisket, fat side up or down, I'm hearing it doesn't make a difference. Is that true?
It doesn't make a difference. Okay. But that's because if you think about it, if it goes in there for 12 hours, the fat's going to render anyway, right? It's going to go everywhere. Mm-hmm. However, what they do say is to have the fat up because you want the juices to kind of fall in, right?
Right into the meat, yeah.
But like, has anyone so here's my whole thing. Prove it until it's correct or not correct, right? Has anyone been in the oven and actually testing it while it's cooking? Can we monitor that? Is there like some kind of real real time that we can see the actual juices going into the meat as the fat cap is up? Or even if it's flipped down, does it matter? Do we have that kind of proof? I say nay, right? I don't know. They smoke it for 18 hours anyway. All the fat's gonna be gone. It's gonna be melty to begin with.
Right.
Does it matter? If a tree falls in the forest, do you hear it?
I don't know. We're gonna have to go to Twitter to go find out, okay. Man. Don't fact check that shit.
Shout out to Gord. Gord's actually one of the podcasters I spoke to, and he's a knife sharpener guy.
Hey, all right.
He's pretty awesome.
Thanks, Gord.
Shout out to Gord. Awesome. Thank you. Do we have any more?
That was it from the chat.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Not too crazy, and that's pretty much it for us, right? Not too. We do have a new intro, like I mentioned. I surprised Sean. It's always a surprise. I pride on this because Sean gives one of the best reactions ever because he has no idea. I just kind of throw it into him, and that was pure reaction this morning. You better be. I'm gonna snip that for tomorrow for a little blast. But other than that, though, Sean, would you like to give everybody else one cooking tip to look forward to this weekend? Anyone, doesn't matter which one. Not the grilled kale one. Don't send that one. Give me one fact.
One cooking tip that I think a lot of people will probably overlook. Salt your water for your pasta. You know,
but how salty is salty?
I almost want to say that's for you to for you to find out and experiment on your own.
Heard. That's a good one.
But yeah, because I was just thinking, it's like something that people are like, you know, they're in their houses, you know, pasta's bountiful. You can get it at every supermarket. And, you know, it's a step that I think like a lot of people don't take. But, you know, every once in a while, just give it a little.
Does it make a difference? Have you tried it, Sean?
What's up?
Does it make a difference? Have you tried it?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it become over-salted? How do you know if it's salty enough? Is that from rigorous training and test and trials?
I don't know. I have the hardest food critic in the world in the house with me. So, you know, if she's not turning over her plate in disgust, I think I'm good. Happy life, everybody.
We'll give you a shout out on other than that, though, guys, not too crazy. Thank you for the beautiful day, for everybody that stopped by on the stream. Today was a little hectic. Some things were not. I don't know. It was working fine, and then the headphone situation. But other than that, though, not too crazy. I have the old stuff over here. You can check us out as a Chef Salty Pork podcast on YouTube, on Pork and Wine on YouTube, and you can check out Sean at MetroCardX on Twitter. Make sure you tweet him. And we've gotten our first couple emails the other day, and you kind of replied to them about a phone question. But any questions at all, any food questions or any type questions, AskChefSalty@gmail.com. We will definitely get to you and answer as best as we can, even though if it's false or true, right?
Hey, we'll try our best.
Truth is subjective. Is that what it is? Is that the word? Or I mean, we can just Twitter it and I will fact check it first.
You know what?
Oh,
it's a brave new world.
Sean.
It's a brave new world.
Other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen,
peace out, internet.